Hey guys, it's Katie Holtz. I'm the founder and CEO of Grocery Shopee, and I'm here to pitch my pivot. We've had quite a ride during the pandemic. As you know or may know, we are a digital meal planning application that integrates with grocery e-commerce to expedite the online shopping process. And we have led with the tagline of Fire Up Online Sales for all of our marketing materials since the inception of the company. Website, trade show, t-shirts, business cards, all of our collateral, you name it, it all says Fire Up Online Sales. The very last thing that grocers need right now, during the pandemic, when there's been this outrageous surge of digital grocery shopping, is to fire up online sales. So we took a step back and had to completely restructure the messaging of the company so that we could get back in front of grocers and that they could take us seriously and understand that we understand the pain that they're going through right now, and we understand how to follow with those next steps to keep them competitive in the marketplace and retain those shoppers that they've captured. So we did customer discovery for about 10 days with e-commerce platforms, grocery store executives, and food product brands, and learned that the word personalization was the key word around the boardroom table that was the item of discussion for how they needed to augment the user journey on their e-commerce platforms. And so we have restructured our positioning to be personalize, expedite, delight. And we built this into our website, our marketing materials. We've created content that's been picked up publicly, nationally by media outlets. And it has changed the way that our company was received by the industry. We historically had about 10 visits a day on our website. And since we have launched Personalized Expedite Delight, we have seen upwards of 75 visitors per day on the website. So we know that we're doing something right. We know that we're getting their attention, and we have some really exciting things to announce in the coming weeks. So thank you for this opportunity. Vote for grocery shopping. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Katie. Panel.
So, Katie, hi, Katie. It's been a while since we talked. Congratulations on making a lot of progress there. So now that so first of all, when you were getting those 10 people to your site, what were they doing and how were they engaging with the product? And how has that changed with the 75 that are now going onto your site? Are they coming onto your site and saying, oh, that looks interesting? Or are they coming onto your site and actually engaging and doing what you're hoping they're going to do?
It's a great question. We heat map everything, so I know exactly what they do on the site. Being a piece of technology in a non-technical, kind of archaic technical industry that grocery is, people are trying to figure out who we are and what we do and what value we bring to them. And so historically, that sort of digging through our website led people to our news and trying to kind of figure out, are you aligned? In the grocery industry, you have to be aligned to the roots of grocery, the core media outlets that they consider their Bible, that they read every morning. And so we've had to build that trust within them. So following that to the pivot, we launched a landing page, which is still live. I purposely left it up live through this week, and it's called The Time Is Now. And that landing page, I did special SEO tactics on the back end to make sure that it got that explosive response. And we did SEM as well. But making sure that folks actually find the landing page and they get that really concise value proposition on one page. We did a video asset on there. Again, it's still live right now. You're welcome to go see it. And that video asset, I spoke directly to the grocery executives. I told them that we understand their situation. We are going to be patient and we're going to be their resource for them the moment they're ready to have that next conversation on augmenting a user journey to retain those customers. And that form at the bottom was my definition of success. That it's a brand new landing page, it was integrated, and those form completions were everything for us. Impressions are great, visits are great, but we need leads. And so we start with awareness and then we define our success with the conversion.
And so how are you going to use the money and how's that going to impact what you're up to?
Awareness, John. It's been tough. I mean, you can only take SEO so far, and I just happen to be an expert at it. But there's a day when, especially in grocery, we need more funds to pay for the promotion, the paid promotion within the key media outlets that are writing these news. every day, every morning, there's a big announcement. Someone's doing something big in grocery right now because they're trying to keep their employees healthy and they're trying to keep products on the shelves. And so everyone's reading the news more now than ever before. Funding a paid campaign, it costs about $3,000, about $3,500. To run it for a couple weeks. And we need as much awareness as possible. Every time I fund one of those, we can capture a new hot lead every 2 to 3 days. Without that, it takes a lot longer because it's organic traffic.
Hi, Katie. Could I ask a question just about your core business model? I mean, how do you make money? As I understand it, the grocery are your customers?
Sure. So the grocer is the ultimate customer. We work through e-commerce platforms. So grocers have notoriously archaic tech stacks on the e-commerce side. And it's a long road trying to integrate with them, and it's knocking on each door. So we actually work with the e-commerce platforms. We build the partnerships. We have a key partnership with one of the largest ones in North America, and we sell into their portfolio. It's much more effective. It's one defined point of integration. We clone the code up to 80%. So we have a licensing fee that does get passed on to the grocer. We unlock another revenue stream with the recipes within our system. And then we actually unlock a third revenue stream with a custom SaaS dashboard, analytics dashboard that we sell as a SaaS model. And we have a basic, a premium, and a custom. And so we can work with the food product brands to unlock the data and the insights and show them what those key levers are. We can do it in real time. So typically food product brands can access data that's about 3 weeks old. We can deliver data in near real time for them, which is wild. And then we deliver it on customer preference, substitution, repetition. We have facts and data bytes within our system that you just can't find anywhere else because of the behavior that we capture within the user experience that we deliver.
Morning, Katie. This is Rob. So just to be clear, I think your pivot was around the marketing message. The core of your business remains the same, and from what I can tell from your website, that core business is that correct?
It is correct. It's getting into, and I appreciate you bringing that up. Getting into the grocery industry it's a wild ride. It's a pay-to-play marketplace. There's a lot of rules of the game that you don't find out for a long time, especially when you're an outsider trying to work your way in. And the positioning is critical. You have to be in the inner circle in grocery. You just do. During this pandemic, I actually, you find your calendar booked solid for weeks and then all of a sudden it's empty. So I started writing articles, just writing content for our chief marketing officer because she needed more content from me. And next thing we know, they're getting picked up nationally. And I've won an award that I'm not allowed to announce yet, but it's coming out soon. And all of a sudden you realize that the industry starts to welcome you and put their arms around you when they see that you really understand them. And that's the nature of why I submitted for this Pitch Your Pivot contest, because it might, we don't have the optics of an external drive-through coffee, which yes, is amazing. We don't have those types of external optics, but internally we've had to rewire everything, every marketing material, every PowerPoint slide, even our scripts and how I pitch. I mean, I've already done 2 pitches this morning before this call. Everything had to be rewired so that they understand that we understand them. And when they're ready, we're ready. And it's
understand. So the ultimate measure is has it been effective, both in increasing your pipeline and hopefully in resulting in some new grocery stores coming online? I'm sure the integration piece isn't something that you just click and you're up and running. I'm sure there's a pretty decent effort on the implementation side, but how effective has the messaging been?
The leads have been phenomenal. We found that there's this space where these groups have to sort of be vague, if you don't mind, but there are groups that are looking to partner with us to take us into their portfolio outside of that e-commerce space. And we've signed a global deal with a huge player in that space, and that press release is coming out in a couple weeks. And so from our perspective, catching the attention of the folks that are tangential to grocery, that serve grocery on the tech side, that's been the greatest play that we've had. Rob, you learn as you go, right? I mean, a year ago, I was knocking on grocery doors, and then you start to navigate this journey and realize that you have to get in with the people who are already in. And that's a lesson that we've learned, but getting awareness, if you can't get someone to pay attention to you on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on our organic site, traffic, it's you're never going to get there. You're never going to get that attention. And so it's been this repositioning has been huge for us.
So
I'm
we got
gonna,
a couple.
I'm going to steal Todd Bulow's thunder here. He asked a question, but both Todd and I are investors in Mix. So maybe you could talk about how you differentiate or even complement the Mix service.
Sure. So Mix they have a B2C platform, and they go direct to consumer, and they work with 2 large grocery store chains, and there's a passing of data from their site to those grocery sites. We actually directly integrate with the grocer's e-commerce platform. We take on a much deeper level of security access, and in doing so, we define a cart that is much more. It's not based on SKU. It's based on we have a proprietary backend cart filling mechanism, and we also firmly believe in the opportunity as a technology company, which is what we are. We're not a recipe company. We don't own our recipes. As leading as a technology company, we do things differently that work very well with some very progressive tech companies globally, and that's been our card that we've played. It was blue ocean, to be honest. There were no B2B apps per se that were in the single user journey. As digital marketers, we don't believe in cannibalizing web traffic from the grocers.com. It's just when you need groceries, you go to your grocer.com. And so you have to make that work in order to ring the cash register.
All right, and that's all we got time for. Remember, though, if you have any questions for the presenters, you can add it to the group chat, and then pitchers, if you want to check the chat, if there's any questions that we weren't able to get to, you can always answer it there or in the breakout rooms afterwards. So thank you, Katie.